Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of a majestic mountain range, there lived a young girl named Maya. She had a heart as pure as a crystal stream, and her laughter could light up the darkest corners of the world. Maya lived with her father, who was a woodcarver, and they shared a small cottage near the village center. The village, known as Serenityville, was a peaceful place where everyone lived in harmony. The villagers were kind and compassionate, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. However, there was something peculiar about Serenityville that set it apart from other places. It was enveloped in a profound silence. It wasn't just the absence of noise. It was a silence that permeated the air, casting a spell of tranquility upon all who resided there. Maya loved the stillness of the village. She would spend hours sitting by the village pond, watching the ripples form on the water as the wind whispered through the trees. She would often wonder about the secret behind the village's silence and how it came to be. One day, as Maya strolled through the village square, she noticed a frail old man sitting on a bench. His wrinkled face bore the marks of a life well lived, and his eyes sparkled with wisdom. Curiosity piqued, she approached him. "Excuse me, sir," Maya said politely. "I am Maya, and I've always been fascinated by the silence that surrounds our village. Can you tell me its story?" The old man smiled kindly and motioned for her to sit beside him. "Ah, young Maya," he began. "The silence of Serenityville holds a tale but teaches us the most valuable lesson of all, the power of words." Maya listened intently as the old man began his tale. Long ago, the village of Serenityville was much like any other. The people were ordinary, with their own joys and sorrows, dreams and desires. But the village was plagued by discord and unrest. The inhabitants would argue and bicker, and their words would fill the air with bitterness. One day, a wise sage arrived in the village. He observed the chaos and decided to teach the villagers a valuable lesson. He approached the village elders and proposed a solution. "I will cast a spell over Serenityville," the sage declared. "A spell that will bring silence upon this village until its inhabitants learn the importance of their words and choose them wisely." The elders, desperate for peace, agreed to the sage's plan. And so the spell was cast, shrouding Serenityville in a profound silence. At first, the villagers were confused and startled by the sudden quietness, but soon they began to realize the power of their words, or rather, the lack thereof. They could no longer hurl insults or engage in arguments. They had to find alternative ways to communicate their thoughts and emotions. The silence forced the villagers to reflect on the impact of their words. They learned to express themselves through kind gestures, gentle touches, and understanding glances. Their relationships grew stronger as they focused on listening to one another and truly understanding their needs and desires. As time passed, the village transformed. Serenityville became a place of compassion, empathy, and love. The silence became a precious gift that taught the villagers the importance of thoughtful communication. They discovered that silence could be more powerful than words when used in moments of anger or disagreement. It could diffuse tension, create space for reflection, and pave the way for understanding. The tale of Serenityville had been passed down through generations, and the silence endured. Maya realized that the spell cast by the wise sage still held the village in its embrace, and she felt blessed to be a part of it. The old man finished his story, and Maya was filled with gratitude for the profound lesson she had learned. She thanked the old man for sharing the tale and promised to carry its wisdom in her heart. From that day forward, Maya became a guardian of the village's silence. She grew to understand that silence wasn't just the absence of noise, but a powerful tool for introspection and connection. She shared the story of Serenityville with others, spreading the message of the transformative power of silence. Maya's gentle presence and wise words inspired countless people to embrace the silence within themselves. As the village thrived, it became a beacon of harmony and a shining example of how silence, when used mindfully, could heal wounds and bridge divides. And so, the story of Serenityville and its silence lives on, reminding us all that the words we choose can shape our lives and the world around us. In the hush of silence, we find the power to create a more compassionate and understanding society, a place where the beauty of thoughtful communication reigns supreme.